You've all been reading in the papers about Boris Morros, former prominent member of show business who for the last 10 years has worked without the knowledge of anybody in his immediate family or anybody in the country as a counter-spy in such troubled areas as Moscow, East Berlin, all over Europe. I know every American, since he's been publicly acclaimed by the FBI and the Department of Justice, would like to join in an ovation to a very fine American, Boris Morros. So let's bring him on here, won't you? You know, this is a very curious reverse of roles because Boris really has many things to answer for in entertainment. Back in 1934, it was he who first put me in a vaudeville act at the Paramount Theater. He was the managing director of the Paramount Theater, turned me over to Bob Whiteman, and now look what has happened. Boris, it's so nice to see you again, see you looking well and alive. Now, in the 10 years, Boris, I was talking to him upstairs, what exact moment in those 10 years as a counter-spy, when you were flirting with the Russian desperados, at what particular moment in those 10 years did you feel that you were nearest to death, nearest to immediate death?
The time I was in Moscow, that was the most dangerous time. I was left alone on my own, without the benefit of the protection of Federal Bureau of Investigation, without the benefit of their guidance and their advice. Those 21 days were the most dangerous.
Well, I would think that after your experience and, in Russia, I'd like to ask your opinion, Boris. You've seen the FBI in action, have been part of it and partnered with them. How do they compare with the Russian intelligence groups?
The most efficient organization in the world is our own Federal Bureau of Investigation. Please remember that. There wasn't a moment, day, night, year, season of the year, and whenever I needed an advice, they were always there.
I met him one time on a plane going from England to Paris. We're going over the Channel.
Right.
He started giving me a big routine about television in Moscow and this and that. I went back to Miss Sullivan, who was sitting in the plane. I said, I'm going to keep my eye on that Boris Morros. I think he's left us. So he never could tell anybody. He could never let his parents, his family know. His father, how old's your dad now?
98. However, he still insists he's 96.
Well,
we have that argument.
I don't blame him. Well, after your experience, you should feel 96, but you look 26. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a tremendous hand for a man who did a tremendous American job under the most hazardous of conditions, Boris Morros.